In 2023, ANCAP crash tested a brand new family sedan selling in Australian showrooms for under $25,000 drive away and gave it 0 stars. Not 1 star, not 2 stars, 0. The adult occupant protection score was 37%. That car is still on Australian roads right now, thousands of them. And it is not the only one. All prices in Australian dollars. Number 8, Jeep Avenger, 3 stars. The Jeep Avenger landed in Australia as an all-electric small SUV, the kind of car a young family might buy as their first EV. Tested by ANCAP in December 2024 under the most stringent protocols the organisation has ever used. And here is what the test found. The autonomous emergency braking system, the thing designed to stop the car before it hits someone, did not react when crossing the path of another vehicle. It also failed to respond in head-on emergency scenarios. ANCAP's report noted the AEB system showed marginal performance for both adult and child pedestrians. And here's the detail that tells you everything. The Avenger does not have a child presence detection system. That means if a child is left in the back seat, which happens more often than anyone wants to admit, the car will not alert the driver. It will not sound a warning. It will not send a notification. It will simply remain silent. A family EV sold in Australia right now that cannot reliably detect a pedestrian in its path and will not tell you if a child is still in the car. Number 7, MG3, 3 stars. The MG3 has been one of Australia's most affordable new cars for years, and that price tag has put tens of thousands of them into Australian driveways. Young families, first car buyers, people who needed transport and didn't have $40,000 to spend. Tested under the latest ANCAP protocols, which are significantly tougher than the ones used even 5 years ago, the MG3 scored well enough in most categories to avoid a catastrophic result. Its vulnerable road user protection was actually good enough for 5 stars, but here is where it fell apart. The autonomous emergency braking system did not respond in reversing scenarios. It did not respond in crossing scenarios, and it did not respond in head-on emergency scenarios. The 3 most common accident types where AEB is supposed to save lives, and the MG3 system did nothing in any of them. The oblique pole test, which simulates sliding sideways into a pole or a tree, revealed serious injury concerns for the driver's right shoulder. And in the side impact test, which replicates a T-bone collision at an intersection, the chest of a 10-year-old child in the rear seat was at risk of serious injury. A 10-year-old child in the back seat of a car parents bought because it was what they could afford. Number 6, Suzuki Jimny, 3-door, 3 stars. The Suzuki Jimny is not a family car in the traditional sense, but thousands of Australian families own one as a second vehicle, a weekend escape pod, or a first car for a teenager who wants something that looks cool. It has a cult following. Waiting lists stretched for months when the current generation launched, and here is what ANCAP found when it crashed one in 2019. It had excessive deformation of the passenger compartment. Steering wheel displacement, meaning the wheel moved toward the driver on impact rather than staying in place. Pedal intrusion. The pedals shoved backward into the driver's footwell. The driver's airbag did not inflate enough to prevent the driver's head from hitting the steering wheel in a significant impact. Let me read that again. The one piece of safety equipment designed specifically to stop your face from hitting the steering wheel did not inflate enough to do its job. The Jimny did its best work protecting children in the rear seat. That is the one bright spot. But for the driver, and for any pedestrian or cyclist unfortunate enough to be hit by one, the Jimny's 3-star rating, unchanged since 2019, is a warning that has been sitting in plain sight for 7 years. Before we get to number 5, quick favour. If this information is helping you make a smarter decision about what you drive your family around in, tap like and hit subscribe. Number 5, Jeep Gladiator, 3 stars. The Jeep Gladiator is the dual cab ute version of the Wrangler. It shares the same fundamental structure, the same safety systems, and the same ANCAP rating. It is bigger, heavier, and marketed as a family adventure vehicle, the kind of ute you buy when you want to take the kids camping on the weekend. Its safety story begins in 2019 when the JL Wrangler, the Gladiator's mechanical twin, was crash tested by ANCAP and received a single star. 1 star. The test report described life-threatening lack of chest protection for the driver and rear passengers in frontal crashes. The passenger compartment did not retain its structural integrity. The A-pillar, that is the pillar that holds the windscreen up, failed. The cross-fascia beam, the structural beam that holds the dashboard in place, also failed. Footwell intrusion, excessive seatbelt loads, pedal movement that threatened leg injuries for the driver, structures in the dashboard that posed a risk to the upper legs of both front passengers. Jeep responded by making autonomous emergency braking and blind spot monitoring standard across the range in 2020. That boosted the rating from 1 star to 3 stars. But here is what did not change. The A-pillar was not reinforced. The cross-fascia beam was not redesigned. The structural deficiencies that caused the passenger compartment to collapse in a frontal crash test were never addressed. The AEB system still does not detect pedestrians or cyclists. Lane keeping assistance was never added. So what Jeep did, essentially, was bolt some sensors onto a car whose structure had already failed a crash test and called it a 3-star improvement. The Gladiator inherited all of this. Every Gladiator sold in Australia today carries that same structural legacy. Number 4, Jeep Wrangler, 3 stars. Everything I just told you about the Gladiator applies to the Wrangler. They are the same vehicle under the skin. But the Wrangler's story carries an extra weight because of the sheer number of them on Australian roads. The Wrangler is not a niche vehicle. It is one of the most recognisable cars in the country. Families buy them. They are used for school drop-offs, supermarket runs, and highway driving at 110 kilometres an hour. And if one of those Wranglers is involved in a serious frontal collision, the A-pillar that holds the windscreen up can fail. The cross-fascia beam that holds the dashboard in place can fail. The footwell can intrude into the driver's leg space, and the AEB system, the one Jeep added to get that 3-star rating, will not detect a cyclist or a pedestrian. The Wrangler started at 1 star in 2019. It moved to 3 stars in 2020. And in the 7 years since, the fundamental crash structure of the vehicle has not changed. Number 3, Suzuki Swift 1 star. The Suzuki Swift was Australia's best-selling light car in 2025, 3,446 units sold. It is the car parents buy for their teenagers. It is the runabout for university students. It is the second car sitting in driveways across the country. In December 2024, ANCAP awarded the new generation Suzuki Swift a 1-star safety rating, 47% for adult occupant protection, 54% for safety assist, 59% for child occupant protection. ANCAP's report noted that the Australian specification Swift differed from the version sold in Europe, which had earned a 3-star Euro NCAP rating. So ANCAP conducted its own tests on the cars being sold to Australian buyers, and here is what they found. Poor scores for both adult and child occupant protection in the frontal offset and full width crash tests. The frontal offset test simulates 2 cars hitting driver's side to driver's side at 50 kilometres an hour, the kind of accident that happens when someone drifts across a centre line on a country road. The full width test simulates a head-on collision. ANCAP's assessment was blunt. The structural elements and restraints in locally sold Swift vehicles, and I'm quoting here, appear to lack robustness. Suzuki has since upgraded the Swift to a 3-star rating, but that applies only to vehicles built from September 2025 onward. Every Swift built between March 2024 and July 2025, thousands of cars currently on Australian roads, still carries that 1-star rating. Parents handed their teenager the keys to Australia's best-selling light car, and for more than a year, the version of that car sold in Australia was substantially less safe than the version sold in Europe. Number 2, Mahindra Scorpio 0 stars. The Mahindra Scorpio arrived in Australia in 2023, promising something that seemed almost too good to be true. A 7-seat, diesel-powered 4x4 wagon for $41,990 drive away, roughly half the price of a well-specified Ford Everest or Toyota Prado. For a family that needed 7 seats and off-road capability but could not stretch to $80,000 for an Everest, the Scorpio looked like the answer. ANCAP crash-tested it and awarded 0 stars. There was no autonomous emergency braking, no lane-keeping assistance, no blind spot monitoring. That alone guaranteed a 0-star result under ANCAP's scoring system, because if a vehicle scores 0 in any one category, that becomes the overall rating. But the crash test results were worse than the missing technology. The Scorpio failed to score any points in 2 of the 5 impact tests. In the full-width frontal test, a head-on collision, ANCAP found a high risk of serious injury to the head, neck, and chest of the rear female passenger. Excessive force exerted by the seatbelt was a contributing factor. The front seats offered little protection from whiplash in a rear-end impact. Pedestrians struck by the Scorpio faced the potential of life-threatening head, pelvis, femur, and lower leg injuries. The front structure of the vehicle was deemed a high injury risk to people in the other car during a head-on collision. The curtain airbags do not extend to the third row of seats. If you're sitting in row 3 of a Mahindra Scorpio and the vehicle is hit from the side, there is no curtain airbag protecting your head. Number 1. MG5 0 stars. The MG5 sedan launched in Australia in 2023 as the country's cheapest new sedan, $24,188 drive away. It was pitched at families who needed a proper four-door car but could not afford a Toyota Camry or a Mazda 6. It looked like a bargain. ANCAP tested it, and here is what the test found. 37% for adult occupant protection. The MG5 scored 0 points in 3 out of 5 crash tests. In the frontal offset test, which simulates two cars hitting driver's side to driver's side at 50 kilometers an hour, the driver was in danger of potentially life-threatening chest and lower leg injuries. In the full-width frontal test, a direct head-on collision, a rear passenger was in danger of life-threatening chest, pelvis, and leg injuries. The cause was partly due to submarining, the passenger sliding under the lap section of the seatbelt. Loading on the head and neck of children in both front and side impacts was found to be significantly higher than in most modern vehicles. The car was missing lane-keeping assistance, lane-centering assistance, blind spot monitoring, and rear cross-traffic alert. There was no centre airbag. On the cheapest variant, the Vibe, there were no seatbelt pretensioners, the devices that take up slack in the seatbelt during a crash, and no load limiters, the devices that release tension to prevent chest injuries. ANCAP's report, in language that is unusually blunt for a government-backed safety body, described this as, and I am quoting, a lack of design effort. That is what a crash test authority wrote about a car being sold to Australian families for less than $25,000. MG responded to the 0-star rating by promising safety upgrades. In June 2025, an updated MG5 was retested and received 3 stars. The price went up by $8,000 to $32,990 drive away. The cheapest Vibe variant was dropped entirely. Only the higher grade Essence remains. But the cars built between March 2023 and September 2024, the 0-star MG5s that were sold in Australian showrooms until May 2025 are still on Australian roads, thousands of them. Bought by families who walked into a dealership, saw a brand new sedan for under $25,000 and had no idea that the same car had scored 0 points in 3 out of 5 crash tests. And here is what makes this so remarkable. The difference between a 5-star ANCAP rated car and a 0-star ANCAP rated car is not abstract. A Monash University study found that a 5-star rated vehicle lowers the risk of fatal injury by an estimated 68% compared to a 2-star rated vehicle. Not 68% versus 0 stars, 68% versus 2 stars. The gap between 0 and 5 is even wider than that. What that means in practical terms is this. If you're driving a 5-star rated car and someone drifts across a centre line and hits you, the car's structure, airbags, seatbelt pretensioners, and load limiters all work together to keep you alive. If you're driving a 0-star rated car in the same accident, the structure may collapse, the airbags may not deploy correctly, the seatbelt may not do its job, and the outcome may be very, very different. The cars on this list are not unsafe because they are old. Some of them, the MG5, the Suzuki Swift, the Mahindra Scorpio, were tested in the last 3 years. They are unsafe because of decisions made by manufacturers about what Australian buyers would accept in exchange for a lower price. You get to decide what that information is worth. If you got something out of this, hit subscribe. Every week on Aussie Car Expert, we break down the cars, the numbers, and the decisions that actually matter to Australian drivers and their families. Drop a comment below. Do you think a 0-star safety rating should disqualify a car from being sold in Australia? Or does the buyer have the right to make that choice themselves? I want to hear it.